Hi, this is Steve, and welcome to another edition of the World of Global Equity Timing. Today, we've hinted at it, you've seen it in other videos, but here in this particular presentation, we're going to talk about the heart and soul of global equity timing, which is something called filters. So let's take a look at a chart right now and see what we're talking about. You probably, if you've looked at other videos first, you haven't seen such a stark chart as what this appears. Well, this chart contains our atom buy-sell signal engine with buy signals, timely points in time to actually buy a stock. There's a great timing signal right there. Stock zoomed up there. We always want to buy on these atom buy signals, and they're usually pretty darn good, but we want to increase our accuracy and increase our potential by adding what we call filters. And these are things, that's a great explanation, that actually help us guess whether a stock is going to go higher or lower, or how much potential it has in combination with an atom buy or sell signal. So let's take a look now at one of these filters. And you've probably seen this if you've looked at other videos first. This is the ADA filter, and across the bottom of the chart is the ADA, or accumulation distribution alert oscillator. It goes above zero, it goes below zero. Below zero, the particular stock is being distributed, sold. Above zero, it's being accumulated or bought. What we're looking for here is times when the ADA oscillator is positive, and when that happens, the filter will show up as green, indicating that the accumulation distribution alert oscillator is positive, and it's probably a propitious time, a good time to be buying. And you'll notice the filter was positive at that signal, that signal, that signal. Was not positive at these signals, and note that these signals did not lead to much of a rally. The signals produced a rally, but not a big one. Notice that when the ADA oscillator lit up green, we had a buy signal, which was humongous. The price of the stock went from 35 eventually clear up to 95, as opposed to over here when the stock was in the 77 area and only went to 95. Nice rally, but not as significant as what we saw from here up to here. Again, the ADA filter, which the ADA filter shows up as a green zone on this chart, and it is a filter that helps us determine which of all of the buy signals that we see on the chart are going to most likely be profitable. Let's take a look at another filter that we have in this system, and this is called the Consensidex. And this filter measures both technical and fundamental factors. And once again on this chart, green areas on the chart tell us that Consensidex is bullish. And plotted above here, when this is in the green zone, that tells us that Consensidex is positive. Both what this measures is both technical and fundamental factors. So all other things being equal, when this area of the chart is green, the signals are more likely to be successful than when it's not green. What else to tell you about this? Of course, the ADA oscillator is across the bottom, but we're not using the ADA oscillator as our filter this time, as we did in the previous chart. We are indeed using the Consensidex filter. So various filters tell us various things and help us to put together a more accurate picture of whether a particular signal is going to be profitable or not. If you recall from the previous chart, the ADA oscillator was positive at the same time that Consensidex was positive. So we're putting a number of things together to make a better trade. Let's take a look at another filter. And here we have what we call a price strength oscillator. And this oscillator it really is a comparative strength oscillator. It compares every stock in our global equity timing universe of stocks to every other stock. And in this case, when the oscillator is in the green zone, it tells us that this is one of the strongest stocks that is in our database. And in this particular case, when it's in the green zone, and we know it's in the green zone up here, and will also light up down below here, highlighting those areas, you'll notice that those signals in the green zone tend to be the most profitable signals. Over here, you were no longer in the oscillator. This oscillator was no longer positive. It was more in the neutral zone, and as you can see to this point in the chart, the stock had not done a great deal. But when we combine all of the various filters together, or several that we like, and there are a number of them within the system, this signal right here was one that we probably would have taken because we had several filters positive at the same time. You saw the ADA filter was positive. We saw that the Consensus X filter was positive, and we saw that this price strength oscillator was positive as well. Let's go on and look at one more filter, and this is really the filter of filters, the filter composite. This says that when a certain percentage of the filters are positive, we move into the green zone. And notice, let's take this signal down here that we saw before that led to this huge move up. We had a number of other filters that were positive at the same time, and you saw before that we had ADA filter positive, the Consensus X filter positive, the price strength oscillator positive, and now the filter of filters, all the filters when they vote, were lining up as positive as well, and you can see the result of a beautiful up move. Notice that this particular filter composite came back to bullish over in this zone as well, but the signals did not work as well, and that's important to know because, hey, after all, nothing is perfect. It only stacks the odds in our favor. It only gives the probabilities in our favor. It does not guarantee anything other than the probabilities are in our favor, and that's about all we can ask for on any particular trade. I hope you enjoyed this edition of the World of Global Equity Timing. This is Steve saying good trading, good luck, and good day.